Good day everyone. Today I'm going to teach you how to make a DepEd uniform for Monday. So let's start. So in this pattern you need one whole sheet of pattern paper and then fold it just enough for your pattern. So let's start making the back pattern. So on top of your pattern paper, measure 1.5 inches. Then draw a horizontal line to be used in making this pattern. And then mark the corner A as your starting point. From point A to get point B, measure 3.5 inches. So this is your back neck width. And then from point A to get point C, use the shoulder. So shoulder divided by 2. So this is now your point C. Then project point B downward and point C. To get point D, from point C, measure 2 inches. Then from point A to get point E, measure 1.5 inches. So this is point E. Then from the corner of point A, connect A to D. Then from point D to get point F, measure 1.5 inches. So point F. Then connect point E to point F. Then get the center of point D and F. So 1.5 divided by 2, so that is 3/4. So this is now your point G. Project point G to your left. Then shape the back neckline from point B to line G using French curve. To get point H, get the center of point A to D and line with point G. So use the bust height. Then project your point H to the right. So this is your point H. And then from point A to get point I, use armhole. So armhole divided by 2. So this is your point I. Then project your point I to the right. From the center of point A and D in line with point G, get the figure measurement. Then project this point to the right to get point J. So start measuring the center of point A to D in line with point G. So get the blouse length. And then project this point to get point K. So this is now your point K. Then from point H to get point L, use the bus measurement. So bus divided by 4. To get point L. From point J to the right, use the waist measurement. So waist divided by 4 plus 1 inch for the dart. So this is now your point M. Then from point K to the right, use the hip measurement. So hip divided by 4. So this is your point N. Then connect point L, M, N using hip curve. So this is how you are going to place your hip curve. And then reverse it and then shape point M and N. So start measuring from point D Make sure that you get the exact armhole measurement. So usually this part is straight. Then shape the armhole using French curve. This is now your point O. So your armhole or point I, start measuring the bust distance. So bust distance divided by 2. So this is point P. Then from point J, which is the figure, get also the bust distance. Also on line K, to make your line straight. And then from this intersection line, measure 1/2 inch on both sides for the dart. Then mark it point Q and point R. Then connect Q to P and R to P. Then from this intersection on the hemline, measure 1/8 inch on both sides and mark it S and T. Then connect Q to S, then R to T. So your back pattern is already done. So to make a front pattern, let us trace the back pattern on another sheet of pattern paper. So place your carbon paper in between your pattern. So to make the front pattern, First, trace all the back pattern. So do not trace the dart since we do not have the dart for the front part. So draw a vertical line to start making the front pattern based on the drafted back pattern. So for the hemline, you just add 1/2 inch. Then shape the hemline. So you add 1/2 inch for the hemline of the front pattern. Since we do not have dart on the front part, so we need to remove 1 inch. Then connect the side on the 1 inch measurement. For the front armhole, get the center of this point and this line. Move 1/2 inch to your left and then connect the front armhole by shaping using French. So this is your back shoulder and this is now your front shoulder. So instead of dart, we have to cut this portion, no? Mark the bust point and the bust distance. Then connect. Then using your French curve, you can shape the front pattern. So we have to cut this portion. For the neckline, let us cut first the back pattern. Mm. 2 inches allowance on the hemline. Then you just slightly slant the curve so that when you fold the hemline, you do not have a difficulty in making it flat. So only the hemline has the seam allowance. For the front neckline, since we have dart on both sides, so this is our back neckline. For the front depth of the neckline, measure 4 inches. And then for the slit, since we have two darts or pleats on both sides of the neckline, so use 2.5 inches. And then from this point, measure 1 inch for the pleats. So you have to form 2 pleats or dart on both sides, measuring 1/4 inch. With a distance of 1/2 inch. Then get your back pattern. So make sure that your front and back are aligned to each other. Then mark the front neckline. Project it downward. And from this point up to 4 inches, shape the front neckline. So we have now the front neckline. And to check whether your shoulder are the same with the front and back, or place again your back pattern and measurement. So it has excess of 1/2, so you just extend the shoulder of the front and then mark it, then connect. So we have now the front pattern. So cut the front pattern. Make sure that the folded part is intact and then cut. You could also put seam allowances on the hemline, about 2 inches. The other seam allowances are placed directly on the fabric. And cut the front pattern following the line. So this is the figure. You just lower this figure about 3/4 inch. So we will put secret pocket on this part. Then from this side, measure 2.5 inches. And then for the width of the pocket, use 5 inches. Then for the pocket bag, 6 inches. trimmings about 1.5 inches. So this is the cut portion of your front bodies, also this part. For the sleeve pattern, you need 1/4 sheet of pattern paper. Then make a center fold. Then draw a horizontal line. Mark the corner A as your starting point. A to B is the sleeve length. Then 1.5 for the seam allowance. So this is point B. For point D, get 1/2 of the armhole. So armhole divided by 2. So this is point D. Connect point A to D. Then divide A to D into 4 equal parts. So just fold your tape measure into 4. Then mark it E, F, G. E to H is 3/4 inch. Then F to I is 3/8. Then J, so this is point G. G to J is 1/4 inch. Then A to K, 1 inch. So shape the armhole using French curve, passing over point K, H, I, and J. So this is the back part of your sleeve. And then you just shape it for about 1/4 inch downward for the front pattern. For the arm girth, from B to L, divided by 2. So this is point L. Then connect B to L. So this is the seam allowance for the sleeve hem. So you just fold it. Only the hemline has the seam allowance. So this is the center fold. So our sleeve is already done.